I think that the big problem in this country is just the amount of sugar in every day. And that is, unfortunately, people are used to it.
What would be the best diet for them?
In our country, protein is the most expensive nutrition for them. But I think for me, the cheapest protein for Thai people is egg.
That's what I was going to say.
So it was like the high cholesterol. People still don't eat a lot of egg yolk.
The LDL, the bad cholesterol, mainly not come from the food, but come from the genetic more than the food.
Yeah, I think making sure that you're working on inflammation and working on muscle mass are really the two major factors that impact cholesterol levels beyond the genetics.
I always say genetics loads the gun, but your lifestyle fires it. So that's where your lifestyle comes in to try to correct where you may be weak in genetics. You're not going to stop yourself from getting cancer or something else, but you can at least delay it for a long time with the right exercise.
For me, I have to exercise every day. I always feel now that to induce natural growth hormones, the my biohacking. So for me, a healthy way of generating natural growth hormone, you're always building some part of your muscle throughout.
But from my experience, after spending like 5 million a year, those are all the fancy stuff, the 20%. But the 80%, like Kun Bill said, comes from commitment level. Sleep, diet, exercise, community, hydration, movements.
And that doesn't need to cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
I think just empowering people to take health back into their own hands. What you're going to eat for breakfast, how you're going to add into your lifestyle some sort of exercise does so much to stave off the illness and the sickness and have you.
So first of all, thank you so much for joining our longevity episodes. The first episode with the English conversation.
What am I, how did I get interested and started in longevity? I think I finally started getting old and I thought I'd better try and remain healthy so that I can enjoy life as much in my later years as I've enjoyed it in my younger years.
So you only recently that you got in?
I would say yes, probably the last 5 years, I guess I've been very active in it. We've been investing a lot of money in clinics, partnerships. You've seen one already today at the St. Regis, and we have one in Phuket called Life, and then we have another one on the riverside. We have one in Hue Hin. We've got IV stations in Chiang Mai and Bangkok, and so we're very keen on biohacking, especially.
I went to his clinic today at St. Regis, and I finally found this machine where it is the equivalent of 20,000 sit-ups. The six-pack machine.
Oh yeah, those are fun. Yeah.
This is exactly the same one as the one that Brian Johnson is using, and I could not find it anywhere in Thailand. And today I'm also happy because it's at this.
So you get 20,000 sit-ups.
20,000. Yes. So it's a machine that sends shock waves to your stomach. And you just lie there for 30 minutes. And apparently if you do it for 4 sessions, you can see visible six-packs.
It makes your muscle contract. It's the thing what Bruce Lee used to use. Okay, right them right where he has to do.
Can you believe that Kunko is turning 50 this year? He looks
52.
52, wow. And he has a man-made six-pack.
A man-made one.
I read somewhere that there are less people with six-packs than millionaires around the world. Because you can, sometimes you get lucky with money, right? But to get muscle, you need discipline.
And to me, the six-pack thing is always, you know what I do with I told Topp, right? I used to run a lot of marathons and all this stuff. Then like, you know what, when I was turning 50, then I said, you know what am I going to give to myself for my birthday? I'm going to give me a six-pack at that age of 50. Because I wouldn't really care about how I to show off and everything. but it was just an achievement. I'm like, man, why can't I? Okay, let's focus on that. It can't be that hard, right? When we said, okay, then we started studying it. You gotta get the body composition, fat to reduce to a certain amount. Let's say you're at like 20% and you get to about maybe visible 18 or 15 to 18% and then lower and so forth as well. So then I was like, okay, being very scientific about it, right? You're looking at, okay, let's say I was at maybe 19% or something like that, right? Then I was weighing at 78 kilos and you kind of do the math and how much fat do I actually have. I can reduce how many percent and 1 kilo of fat is 7,700 calories, and you kind of do, okay, how actually had a big old spreadsheet out. Okay, what's that's not yo-yo it. You can't do it in 2 months and you come back. Most people just yo-yo. So I like do a trend line after, for over 1 year.
One whole.
Okay, 1 year, and I didn't want to yo-yo. I actually didn't want to yo-yo. I said, okay, let's do it so I don't yo-yo, right? Then I just kept it. Then after achieving it, and like, well, I don't yo-yo anymore because it was a very gradual decrease in my lifestyle and my habits, and I just held it. And that's, to me, that's like as somebody's aging beyond 50 and beyond like 60 and 70, that's like my goal. I'm gonna be 100 years old with a six-pack, bro. And I'll be like doing muscle up in Santa Monica on the beach, right?
Right, absolutely.
That's like, and now my YouTube feeds are like people are like 60, 70. This guy's 90, still doing that. I'm like, yeah, you go, bro.
Why not?
But it's a fascinating case because as you get older, it's harder to have muscles.
Tell me about it.
And also, Kunko does not consume meat.
Right. So getting the appropriate amount of protein is a bit of a challenge.
Yeah, but he's like super buff from vegetables.
I eat fish though. The same time I eat fish. I eat a lot of fish. I eat a protein supplement. A lot of almond shake. So about 1.8 grams of protein to my body weight. My body weight.
Oh, that's way more.
So I
above
actually,
standard.
the awareness of calculating calories and kind of look at food as fuel. That's when I see like you see food, and you just kind of look at it as fuel versus like a dopamine kick for your brain because of your sensors, your mouth and taste, right? So it just kind of
You don't have cheat meals, like pizza or.
A little bit, but I don't crave it. I don't crave it.
Yeah, but he's not in the fast food business either.
Well, you know why there's spirituality.
QC.
So listen, I have so many, I have to try them all. Dairy Queen, Swenson's, Sizzler, Burger King. Yeah.
When I invited you to my arrival, Kun Bill's coming to my, we like cars together. How many cars? Oh, I gotta make sure I have fancy chef to come and Kun Bill, what do you want? I just eat one Burger King. I was like, Kun Bill's pretty cool.
No problem.
พี่ซินดี้ครับ maybe your journey on longevity and why ครับ
I'm probably the least like biohacking tech person sitting at this table.
Sounds like your mom.
I am a mom, and I think my interest in longevity or just in health is very, very grounded and very rooted in just basic human connection, relationship, family, and my takeaways have been from just living my life and the experiences I've had through my loved ones. Personally, my father was such a you knew him.
I know him well.
Him very well.
He taught me how to dive.
He was, in my eyes, at a young age, he was, big, strong daddy for a very long time. And then in my teenage years, seeing that change quite rapidly, actually. He suffered a few strokes, and then he went from this, very strong, capable man to someone who lived with depression, and just it was very eye-opening for me that someone of that strength and vitality could change. And then he passed just as I was having my first child. And my mother, on the other hand, was almost different. Like she was not, living her fullest life until now. And she is now 83. And I've seen her just blossom in her later years into someone who is loving life. And she's got a good group of girlfriends that she still goes out and she parties and she's driving and she's comes up to Bang. She lives in Pattaya still, and she drives up to see the kids like twice a month, and she's just enjoying her older years so well. And so I see all of these. My husband has had a long list of broke his neck when he was 18. He shouldn't be alive, but he is. But he's living with a lot of pain in his neck. I've lost 2 very dear friends to cancer at a very young age. So these are all kind of experiences that have shaped my attitude just towards living life well. And of course, being a mother, that really kicked me into gear that, oh, wow, once you have children, you realize it's not just living a long life, it's living a life with a lot of energy. You got to be able to keep up, and not just physically, but I mean, right now, both of my kids are teenagers, and my daughter's 15 and my son's 13. And having the mental energy to respond to them with presence, having the energy to be there for them mentally, physically, and emotionally really makes me look back at my life. What am I doing on a very basic way? Like I don't do anything that's super fancy, but getting sleep is now a huge thing for me. Prioritizing that, making sure I get quality sleep, eating well, of course, exercising. But I think prioritizing human connection is becoming more and more very obvious to me that is a key to longevity. I saw something recently that one of the biggest things that you can do to make sure you live a long and healthy life is prioritizing the human relationships. You don't have to have a partner, but having a core group of people around
Friends.
you. Friends.
Yeah.
I mean, this is I see that with my mother, and just having that support group. This is something my father didn't when he did not have any friends. He barely spoke to anyone, and he would just go from this room to the, and it's just kind of seeing all of that in the bigger picture. I think we are all very fortunate here sitting at this table to not very simply not have pain, like a chronic pain, or just having an illness that we have to deal with. And I guess that's where my interest is. Obviously, COVID, I think, was a big reset for everybody. It really stopped the world in its tracks, and really kind of reminded people that, wow, when we are faced with an existential threat, I mean, that kind of stopped the world. But here we are again, and how are we living our life day to day? What are the choices we're making on a very basic, minute level that will prolong our vitality, I think, is what I'm really interested in. Yeah.
I don't know if you realize, but of course, your mother was a very big influence on me.
Really?
Yes, because she worked for me, as my secretary for very formative years in my very early, because she's about 7 years my senior, but she was a counsel to me on many things. And in our old building, in the Bangkok Insurance Building, where she used to work with me. And that's going back, that would be at least 45 years ago. I think her mother worked with me. 45, maybe even getting close to 50 years ago, she would have been, yeah. So that was, and then her father taught me how to dive, which has been one of my great passions for the last 40, 50 years. And now it's a passion that's passed down to, certainly to 2 of my generations, and waiting for the 3rd to come in. But they've all maintained that. And that's probably our biggest family sport activity. And again, if you talk about relationships, I would say diving brought us as a family closer together than anything else that we've ever done.
Oh, thank you for sharing that. I'll let her know.
สวัสดีครับผมเชฟเบนจรงค์นะครับวันนี้เป็นแอปพลิเคชันที่ได้ทานไปก็จะมีเมี่ยงปลาแหนมนะครับแล้วก็เป็นสเต็กไก่บางท่านก็จะได้เป็นยำชมพู่บางท่านก็จะได้เป็นสเต็กกุ้งนะครับข้อต่อไปก็จะเป็นต้มยำครับเมนคอร์สของเราก็จะมีมัสมั่นไก่ปลาทอด3รสคณะย่างฮ่องกงครับแล้วก็ดีเซอร์ทก็จะเป็นพุดดิ้งครับบางท่านก็จะได้เป็นชูชิปลาชูชิกุ้งบางท่านก็จะได้เป็นแกงเลียงนะครับก็ดีเซอร์ทจะเหมือนกันนะครับขอให้ค่ำคืนนี้ enjoy กับการทานนะครับขอบคุณนะครับ
ขอบคุณครับ
Thank you.
Thank you.
So Kundu, have you been in this monk-hood? Because you've been in Thailand for so long.
I haven't been, but I can tell you that if I was going to adopt any religion, it would be Buddhism. But my son has been in the monkhood. My youngest son went to Chiang Rai to go into the monkhood, and I think he's my teacher, my guru.
For many months or just
He
a
went
short...
only a very short time, for a month. I think even in a month you can, it teaches you a lot of things. So, but I visit, I would say quite often, people in the monkhood because I feel that I learn a lot from hearing how they change and adapt and what they learn. And I think that's, for me, that's been a very important thing, because Buddhism is such a part of our daily life here in Thailand.
If you do a lot of meditation, you sit back, and stuff like that. With you're like waking up, you're doing a retreat. You wake up at 3:30 in the morning, and you eat like a monk. And I would pick food up from like a buffet tray and throw in a plate and just mix it together. And you just gotta, because some of the training is for training, look at food as material that keeps you alive. And the taste is, like when you meditate, it's all these stimulant for your brain. Taste is craving as well. Because as a practice, you have to dismantle your emotion to pieces and you look at craving. What are you craving? Food is one of the craving, right? You can crave all these, you lust over everything, right? In life, as if you study Buddhism, all the craving as food. And you kind of look, then my ajahn would always say, hey, you guys love to take like selfie of food? That's great. So as a student of studying what's reality, when it comes out, I'll then take a picture as well. And just picture and just review it.
Just review.
Okay, because you're reviewing reality.
True.
Buddhism is about reviewing and understanding the nature of reality. When you spend so much on food and the content,
But
come
one of
out
the
the
things
other.
that they're saying now, hypnosis
Hypnosis.
also has a huge impact because if it can train your brain to resist something, I have good friends that love chocolate or more, they have to have chocolate every day. But after a couple of courses of hypnosis, he completely doesn't eat chocolate, stopped completely. Because again, in order to stop some things, you have to convince your mind first before you can convince your body. And so hypnosis is becoming another part of biohacking today to help you to overcome those things as opposed to going into the monkhood.
And it's a once in a lifetime thing, or you have to keep repeating the treatments?
No, supposedly for these people, it also works against smoking and other things that you may crave. But it trains the mind, your subconscious mind, to resist those things or to actually not like them anymore. To actually find that smoking you don't like it, or chocolate you don't crave it, you don't even like it anymore.
Do you always counting calories every single meal, right? I think so.
Do
right?
I?
Yeah, you do.
Oh, you scan it, you know already. Oh, yeah. You don't have to do it. It just kind of in the background.
For people who are starting realizing, because you don't realize how much you can consume, even just like the little snacks here and there.
Well, if you're more of an mathematical and scientific, again, like, hey, one kilo of fat in your body is 7,700 calories, right? If you're gonna, that's a glass of wine or beer and that meal or a big party, you just gotta deal with that fat. The calorie one day or another, right? It's how do you be as efficient as possible.
Yeah.
I think it
True,
goes
true.
with what Bill was saying about sometimes you have to get it in through the mind for the body to know it or to feel it, right? And I think that's so interesting. It does seem that some people are that way and other people are much more somatic and kinesthetic, right? So many people feel everything in their body right away, right? First, so they can feel, oh, it's too much, or oh, that's too little, or right, all the messages are really loud, they can hear them, great. And I think meditation gets many of us to that place. It's sort of a goal. But most of us, especially in modern society, are accustomed to all the information coming in through our eyes and our ears. And so that's how we're wired now, right? So we need the information before the body can really feel it. And I think that that's an incredibly good tool because you track your calories for, a week or two or whatever it is. Your mind says, oh, now I understand. This is too much. Oh, this is too little. And now all of a sudden your body can feel it, right? And so those are actually my favorite population to work with are people who really need it mentally before they can feel it. But the idea or the goal ultimately truly is to be able to feel it, right? So you shouldn't need these outside tools all the time ultimately, but they're fantastically useful to help you get to a place where you're actually being here now and
You really think about it.
existing in your body.
Were you ever taught how much calories were in every meal or every type of food when you were young? You never thought. You just kind of just eat up around that much. Just finish your food.
Yeah.
Don't be too full. Yeah, just stop hungry.
I don't think we were taught it formally. Sure, right? There's no.
Everyone's pretty healthy into longevity. What diet are you following, or what do you think is the key to a longevity diet? There's so many out there, right? There's
Mediterranean, right?
Mediterranean, there's vegetarian, there's intermittent fasting. I don't know.
For me, interim fasting would be certainly one of the ones that I find is quite helpful to do that from time to time. Skipping a dinner, if you can do it, is very, very good.
For me, it's also carbohydrates, sugar. You look at it's so tough eating Thai food without rice, isn't it?
Yes.
Absolutely.
But how I eat Thai food without rice.
That's probably the
At
hardest.
all?
I don't eat rice at all.
I couldn't live without.
Now I quinoa, I would have my Thai bowl, and then I would ask me to just quinoa.
So that's the substitute for
It's
you.
like more protein based.
It's smart for your diet. It makes sense. Yeah.
How about brown rice? What's your opinion about riceberry, those brown rice rich in fibers?
I just think for me, my diet is protein rich.
Protein-rich diet, almost ketogenic, right? No.
Because you're like drinking the soup, you're gonna get some calories from you're gonna get carbs from just vegetables and stuff in it, but it's just very low carbohydrate.
Low carbs diet, that is low carb. But not as strict as ketogenic diet, right?
Dr. Lily's like,
I think that's a bit
It's good. It's good.
yo. That is not sustainable. You can do it a short stint. So I'm always looking something that's more sustainable in my lifestyle.
Keto's helpful for people who are very overweight to get down.
It's a wonderful therapeutic diet, right? Which means that it's temporary.
I think I've tried it a few times, but I feel like women need a little bit more. I don't know, just like my body after a while, I am doing more intuitive eating after a while and starting to, and our cycles are completely different. So most of the studies done in health traditionally have been just on the male body because the women's body is just way too complicated. And now though, I think we're seeing much more of a rise in actual studies being done for female health, which is very refreshing. But yeah, what are your thoughts on diet?
The healthiest diet. I mean, as you've heard me say a few times, really everything is so individual. It truly is. And so to actually Kuntop's point in the mailing, I really do think that nutrigenomics is essential. It's a essential part of figuring out the best diet for you. The beautiful thing is that my patients, when I read their genome, those who have been really on this path for a long time and have been paying attention, most of them have already figured it out. Vast majority. If they're not dealing with addiction, right, which so many foods are very, very addictive, if they're not dealing with that, then they've most of the time figured out, just like myself, I know I need to have folate every day, so I have to have leafy greens. I knew that when I was a teenager hitchhiking around the US. I know that as a doctor, right? It's just true for my body. And if you look at my genome, it is true in my genome, right? So those kinds of very individualized aspects. But I think the things that you can generalize for everyone, or that I do generalize for everyone mostly, is a rainbow of fruits and vegetables each day. So just getting all the colors, making sure that you are specific about colors too.
Ice cream fall in that category with all the, we have a lot of different flavors of ice cream.
There's blueberries and
right,
ice cream.
exactly. Yeah, so.
But really, if you haven't gotten purple, make sure you eat some eggplant or eat, some grapes. Or really going by color is so important, because that's how food communicates with you, right? It's talking to you through its visual presentation. So that piece, I would say also protein for breakfast. To me, I'm a huge proponent of breakfast. I'm actually, I would say, somewhat opposed to the style of intermittent fasting that skips breakfast and just eats the latter two meals. I see that most of the people who are doing that because it's hard to feed yourself in the morning. Quite honestly, it's annoying to feed yourself 3 times a day.
And also you have social events at night, right?
Exactly.
You go out with your friends or business partner, like, I'm not eating.
Exactly. So that's not a health choice.
Like today, like tonight.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I think, so often with breakfast you can get sugar. And I think that's the key thing to avoid with, to me, in breakfast. You can have your breakfast, and that's a very important meal, but try to avoid sugar. Most of us got into the habit of having orange juice in the morning, and that's
Thai style breakfast.
Or Thai style, or bread, or whatever.
It's how crazy I am with protein. It's always like measuring protein and versus calories, the bang for the buck. Okay, so my shake has, let's say, 180. Let's say I would have about 150 calories with, let's say, 30 grams of protein. There's different type of protein, right? And you're like measuring the bang for the buck in terms of calories.
Is that fun for you?
Yeah.
That's
I
great.
dig it.
Then I think it's really
performance.
healthy.
I was just looking at that.
In your shake,
I'm just like,
what do you put in your, what do you mix it with?
Just why? Yeah. No, like for example, I have like half a banana if I work out. And one is a breakfast. That's basically the standard breakfast.
So you're having what, a half a banana for breakfast?
Then I work out, yeah. After workout.
And protein.
Well, the banana is in the shake. Okay. Then it's actually about 60 grams of protein. It's quite thick.
It comes in the form of powder?
powder.
Powder, right? Like whey protein, right?
Whey protein
No,
or protein?
no,
or
it's
pea protein.
almond-based. more
Almond-based protein.
Because that's a whole
Because
other thing too, right? Whey
my
protein.
stomach doesn't do well with whey. I get gas.
But how often do you fast per?
Just periodically, I will try to skip a dinner, perhaps once a week. I will try to skip a large breakfast. I'd have an egg, a hard-boiled egg or a soft-boiled egg, and a banana some mornings. And unfortunately, my wife then gets all of the things that my staff present me every morning. My
How can you resist?
hot muffin that
Wow, you're
that's
all
what I
your
have.
chefs.
I know, but I have to resist that. I resist that, and I give that to my wife. So unfortunately, Kathy is
That's the
not
hardest thing
losing
for
weight.
you, right? And
I
it's so
am,
hard for
yeah.
you. Like everybody's like,
He has a strong mind and conscious. That's why meditation is very important.
Yes.
But you're absolutely right.
It's
I think,
easy for me because if you look at my fridge, you open it, it's the most boring fridge ever.
Well, I was with him for a week on the gumball rally, and I saw his morning breakfast.
So you're doing 16 to 8, right? Intermittent.
Which one?
16 to 8 IF, right?
Yes.
Yeah, 16 to 8. Yeah.
I think there's a big component that we're not talking about, which is in the genes arena. I think it's important to mention, which is really your levels of dopamine inherently, right? So this is an area that I spend a lot of time thinking about. And the truth is that some of us have higher levels and some of us have lower, and it's due to genetic factors. And there are specific genes associated with that. And so those people who have more of a hedonic tendency, right, are the people who have the lower dopamine. And that's because they're looking for it, right?
They need to eat more sugar and sweet to
Yeah,
stimulate the
exactly. And
dopamine.
so there's hacking ways to deal with
Yeah,
that.
absolutely.
Yeah.
But then you also don't forget that while your genes are predicting perhaps what you have in your body, it's your lifestyle that then controls it or sets it
There is
apart
the
what you're lacking.
epigenetic, yeah. It's true, the epigenetics are really important, but I think I've come now after 30 years to a place where I think that nature dominates over nurture, actually, personally. That's my experience-based observation.
With this having that knowledge or understanding that your base is of a certain way, you can then tweak your lifestyle.
Exactly. Then
That's very interesting.
You can do 15
Well, we
things
know it also
before
from
breakfast.
good genes, have a habit of keeping you healthy longer.
Yeah.
So, but then you can certainly support that with good habits, whether it's eating habits, sleeping
Absolutely.
habits, everything which can accent that or hurt it more.
Right. Good habits could alter your DNA to change the way how they express. They didn't change the DNA sequence, but they just did the dose methylation thing called epigenetic, and then your bad gene will express in the better way. That is what I believe.
Exactly.
We were talking about sleep health. I think sleep health is one of the most underestimated. It's not how long you sleep; it's the quality of your sleep. And I think many of us are tracking our sleep constantly, and we're seeing what upsets our sleep. So that have a few glasses of wine too much, and you may have very bad sleep, and that doesn't make you, even though you slept 8 hours. So it's not the length of sleep; it's the quality of your sleep, which is so critical.
Yeah, and then you can observe that and say, okay, I don't actually need the wine, or maybe I'm going to day drink instead of night
You
drink.
have your rings kind of like, no,
Really?
couldn't do.
It's so apparent the next morning.
Take it off, let's go party.
The speakers on our Dragonfly stage this year was Dr. Matthew Walker, who's he wrote the book Why We Sleep, and his talk was very engaging, and it's there's all these theories of you can catch up on sleep. There is no such thing as a sleep bank. You can make it up on the weekend.
You can talk to my womb. It keeps saying I have sleep deficit. I can catch up.
It's really, and it's not, it's mostly the consistency.
Yes, consistency.
It's the time regularity and the time you're going to bed and waking up. You can have shorter hours. In fact, there are some people that can function on 4 hours, 5 hours, but majority of us need around 7. And it's the healthy habits before you go to bed. It's really boring, but it works. And I know when I haven't had a proper night's sleep, everything is affected the next day. And my husband better run for the hill because I'm like, it's just decision-making clarity.
Do you wear like any wearable at night?
I do. I have a
Oop.
just a, no. I just have a smartwatch, and it's
Does
it becomes.
does your husband see your dashboard?
He
Okay.
does. We have a competition in the morning. What did you get? Oh, I got an 82.
Yeah, I do
got
that
a
in my
90. And it's like, oh, what did you do? And it's the whole thing. But it's nice because we are supportive. If one of us was a party animal, I think we would have issues. We're both very much. I mean, I'm up at 4:15 most
I should
Oh,
days.
buy one, the track one, right? I feel that I slept a lot. I sleep like 8 to 10 hours a day. But once I wake up, I feel quite tired and not refreshing. I always feel to those successful CEO in those social media, and most of them said that she or he slept only like 4 or 5 hours a day, and it's enough for them. For me, I cannot.
Yeah, but the 4 or 5 hours depends really on how deep you sleep, how your REM sleep, your deep sleep.
It's all the cycles, right? You got your deep sleep and then you got the REM, where you process and everything.
And don't forget the importance of napping, because napping is the best.
So loving.
10 minutes napping, right?
When I get a nap in, it makes all difference.
When I was in medical school, which I was in 2002, one of the things we learned about longevity specifically was that the studies show a very clear correlation between napping and longevity. It's one of the very, very few actual correlations. And I haven't looked at that study in at least 20
But
years.
is it sleeping or napping?
Napping.
Yeah, I know,
Napping
but what happens
specifically.
if you don't nap well?
I don't know if it went there, the study, but I think it's fascinating that just allowing that 2 or 3 p.m. kind of drift off
you mean
for
afternoon
15
napping,
to
right?
25-minute nap or so.
Yeah, no more than
apparently has
no more
an
than 30
extraordinary
minutes.
correlation that not a lot of people are talking about now.
Yeah.
You know?
Most of people talking about
Yeah.
sleeping at night. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
I used to feel very guilty for napping, but I really do notice the difference.
Yeah, for some people it's
For
if
me,
you can't, you can't, right? Yeah.
10 to 15 minutes napping is the best. If I nap more than 30 minutes, I feel so drizzly. I
They
don't
say
know.
25 or 40 for a full sleep cycle. But
Okay.
yeah.
25 to 40
25 or 40.
or 40.
Yeah.
And that's exactly the time, if anybody remembers having newborn babies, that's the exact time that they'll wake up. You put them down for a nap and you wonder why their babies don't sleep through. You wait for about 25 minutes and you just happen and they'll go into another sleep cycle and you get 40 minutes, which was life-changing.
Oh my gosh, nobody taught me that.
It's funny when we talk about like napping and just like dopamine release. For me, exercise, I have to exercise every day. I exercise 2 times a day today.
2 times a day.
Today. But sometimes I don't have like, let's say you don't have a full hour. I'm like looking I have half an hour. Bang.
What do you
Bang
do?
it out.
In the gym?
Yeah, in the gym or just doing different, just you vary your exercise.
You do it
And
in
for
the
me,
office?
Office or home.
Or
home as well.
You have it set up in the
Yeah.
office so you can actually do it?
And for me, talking about dopamine release, that is a requirement for me in the
Sorry,
morning.
what was that?
It was exercise.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
And I do weight training and cardio. I like now running. I usually run at constant speed, like long distance. Like now sprinting, just focusing on like full sprint, full 400 meters, like kind of tempo training, full 400 meters, full out, right? And just like 1 minute, like at a slow pace jogging, and again bang out, and just getting that like cycle of your heart rate just staying around that cycle, and the release of dopamine in the rest of the day. Whoa, yeah, awesome.
Exactly.
It's like if I don't exercise in the morning today, oh man, it's always like itching. I'm like
It's mental, it's from a greater by exercise, more priority is more just for my mental health. The bonus is you it's
Funny when you say it's
I nap as well, or try to get a foot massage or something.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Something like that.
Perfect
Just
way to
kind of
nap.
like, and sometimes when I'm tired, I force myself to exercise. Then what do you actually have? What actually happens? It is very tough when you exercise, but after, but middle and after, the result of it, you get more energy back.
Yeah, true.
Right?
I agree.
Have you tried that before?
I
was
tried.
like,
I always try.
but you're thinking this is gonna be bad. I'm low energy. But afterwards, you're like, I'm awake.
First 30 minutes
I
is
am
like
awake.
in a hill. Like you don't have energy, but after 30 minutes, you become much refreshing.
It's an interesting way to your physiology and
You
mental
know,
state.
I must admit that I would spend even an hour in the gym in a week. So if I'm lucky, I might spend 35 minutes. But what I do is I try to walk excessively during the day. Sometimes I'll just walk around my office. So I'll do 8,000 to 10,000, sometimes 12,000 steps in a day. And the other thing which I try to really control my daily exercise activities to compensate for the fact that I spend no time in a gym. So, I think my six pack is probably not doing it, and my doctors now say I've got to do much more weightlifting and weight. Yeah, so weight
And the
resistance.
thing for me, when I start to, I used to measure myself in my endurance training. And now when I went to get a wellness check, doing all my micro-nutrition and hormones, the oxide saying, hey man, you're getting an age, your testosterone is going down, and you're like, your cortisol level is really high because you do all these high intensity and long distance training. So I'm okay, fine. And she's like, do you want to start hormone therapy? I'm like, no, I thought to me, that's not sustainable. I'm much more natural and
Natural
sustainable.
way,
Right? So I say, what am I going to, and she's like, well, go back to weight training. So I kind of divide that. So now, it's to me, I always feel now that to induce natural growth hormones, my biohacking, that's why the protein diet and the exercise, always hacking your system on to regenerate yourself. It's a human growth hormone, natural growth hormone. How do you get that to cycle? So for me, a healthy way of generating natural growth hormone, you're always building some part of your muscle throughout. There's always a part of me that's a bit sore, rotating throughout the body, right? Doing movements that's you're not used to, not repetitive. Okay, if you do weight training, you maybe, pull day, push day, upward, lower, but you can't vary that. Doing certain movements that you're not used to as well. Functional training, kettlebells, they just...
That was the other thing I was going to mention, is that I try to do stretching every week. Now,
Stretching
I
is
don't do
great
meditation
too, right?
Pilates or anything, or yoga. I don't
do.
do yoga, but I do stretching then with a trainer. That's another area that I
Very
find
good for circulation too.
Once a week? Or?
Yes, once a week.
The more muscle you have, the more you can utilize the carbohydrates or natural sugars in your diet, but also the anti-inflammatory cytokines that are released, and the balance that really happens if you have enough muscle mass, which is why that's really helped me in my practice to come to a place where I don't really tell people to lose weight much anymore, but really what I do is I help them to build muscle before they even worry about losing weight, because it actually doesn't matter that much if you have, I think, or at least in my experience, you can build muscle faster or easier, or I can convince people to do that faster than I can convince them to lose things or get rid of the things that make them happy or give them dopamine, right? So if you increase the muscle mass, then all of a sudden they're utilizing their carbohydrates more efficiently, and now all of a sudden they're actually getting more dopamine and more testosterone, women and men, and so they feel so much better, and now they start to make much better food choices, and you actually get to the goal.
I see this firsthand. My daughter's a national swimmer, and the amount of food she consumes.
How much?
She eats more
like
than Byron.
five meal a day or something?
No, like she just eats so much, but she's solid, and
She just burns.
she just burns. But I mean, she's swimming over 40K a week, and maybe 8 times. I mean, and my challenge is to make sure there's enough food for her. We will go on a swim meet, and it's a full-time job to not just what she's eating, but timing. It's amazing. she will have to, 20 minutes before she does her warm up, she'll have to eat a high carb food. And then in between, before she does this set, it's such a science and it's such a balancing act, and it's really interesting to see. But yeah, it's just the amount of muscle she has to see through anything. And
It's extraordinary. Yeah.
I have a question to ask you though. What about light therapy? What's your view on light therapy?
Like red light therapy kind of thing. Yeah, I mean, it's really very well proven at this point. I think it's one of the most useful, simplest tools to use to improve circulation, decrease inflammation. Your body is tuned to respond to various spectrums of light, and it really does. I mean, I would say the original light therapy really is going outside every morning.
In the morning,
right?
you go for dawn
So-
and then go for dusk.
Yeah, my
a
origins
couple
are
of-
also in naturopathic medicine, so we were very much about bathing in the outdoors. Now, forest bathing, right? It's not really sunbathing, it's forest bathing. But receiving the full spectrum of light over your whole body has been practiced for hundreds, thousands really of years. And now we have tools to kind of move that indoors, right? And make it faster, make it much more condensed and more efficient. It's a
Before you go to bed at
really
night,
good
you
one.
should put your phone on your color filter.
Red light.
Red light.
I have the same.
Exactly.
You have the same.
Yes.
Instead of blue light, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I understand.
Yep. Blue light in the day, red in the
red
evening.
screen.
Yeah, so
Exactly.
Can you do that automatically?
No,
Yeah.
you have
Does
to
it
Well, you have
just
to press the button.
physically? Oh.
iPhones do it
Oh,
if there's a setting in your iPhone. I can show you. I show everybody.
but then if you're changing time zones, you don't, because if you're traveling a lot, then you put the wrong time, then it,
Right, exactly. But it has an adaptive one for different time zones.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, does it
right.
really?
Yeah,
Okay.
it does. Which is
I even got
amazing.
the red light glasses
Yeah.
to block the blue light
Exactly.
an hour before bed. An hour before bed. Yeah.
I say really when sun goes down.
Oh, that's
just-
too long. From the sun
As
goes
long
down
as you
to
can, when you're in private,
okay.
when the sun goes down.
You get
yeah.
the red light glasses to watch the blue light on your phone.
Yeah.
Yes, if you cannot
If
avoid.
You cannot. Okay.
But it's best to avoid the phone
So
completely.
do you avoid the phone completely before bed? No, you still.
That's why I got the
That's the
glasses.
hardest
But
thing.
Instagram and the same thing. So you're on your iPad.
Me too. I cannot stop playing phone 1 hour before bed. I need to watch something.
But don't you find it so much more boring now that you have the blue light off? Most people get so bored with their phone when the blue light is taken away because you're not there for the content, you're there for the blue light and the cortisol. Yeah, oh yeah, we're all like
It means that your
junkies for that.
brain got
Mhm.
addictive to blue light,
Yeah.
right? Oh my
I
god.
did not know that. I
Exactly.
thought it was the highlight
It
reel
will be
of
so
all
much
my friends
easier.
on vacation. Really?
No,
Well,
it'll be
okay,
so much
so
easier
maybe
to
that's
put
the
it down now.
The content visual effect has been reduced greatly because of yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that might be a good
I
habit.
don't think maybe it's not in the blue and the red, but just like the pictures are not that nice. How?
I think it's actually, I think it's straight to the cortisol and straight to your neuroreceptors, actually. Yeah. Shockingly.
I just ordered a longevity phone. It's gonna arrive next month.
What? What is this?
It's called
Brian
Light,
Johnson. Is it made by Brian Johnson?
It's called Light Phone 3. So it's an e-ink screen, just like Kindle, e-ink screen.
Okay.
And it only has the necessary apps like Maps and Notepad and like phone,
No
SMS.
TikTok?
No social media, ping, 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 no cheap dopamine.
Connect with the others, like your colleague and your
My-
subordinates.
I have 8 secretaries.
Oh,
So they're the one doing social media for me. They're the one controlling my social media.
Do you have 8 pairs of blue light glasses for your secretaries?
Everybody says I don't get stress. I give stress.
Oh gosh, right.
He doesn't get stress. He gives it to all his 7 secretaries.
Oh my word.
Did you guys know why Top is doing all this?
No, I don't.
He's trying to democratize health so that a lot of people will understand what health really means and longevity. Right? And it's a lot of times we talk about super technical aspect, but I think what Topp's trying to do is how do we actually simplify this for like people who don't have the money to do it. Now it's very how it's quite actually more simple than you think. We can have all these crazy buzzwords, right?
So then you have your sleep, you have your exercise, and you have your gut health, eating well,
I think
eating right.
maybe we should talk about that. Just what are the basics, foundational level. Don't some of the audience that are listening to us might go, okay, you guys have the means to do it, right? Like some people would say, hey, because you have money to buy these protein shakes, that's expensive, man. Do it, incorporate that into your monthly bill expense. I think maybe we should talk about that.
Maybe start with
your
the
mission is to democratize. Right?
democratize. Yeah. Maybe we should start with the food scientist. Because how do the average, say, Thai get their nutritions? What would be the best diet for them?
In our country, like to be honest, protein is the most expensive nutrition for them. They cannot eat chicken breast every day. They cannot eat pork. But I think for me, the cheapest protein for Thai people is egg.
That's what I was going to say.
Right? Is egg.
That's what I was going to say.
And it's
I would
complete
just
protein.
eat egg the whole day.
Egg and
But P. Cindy said there's a big misconception about eggs.
it used to be.
What used to be?
It used to be.
It's
I
a
was saying
restaurant.
that
The egg yolk, right?
Yes, it was like high cholesterol.
The
A lot
research
of
said
people
that
who don't eat a lot of egg yolk.
the LDL, the bad cholesterol that risen in our body mainly not come from the food,
Right.
but come from the genetic more than the food.
Really?
Yeah. Come from the genetic, not from the food
No,
itself.
but there are two types: the small dense LDL and the big fluffy particles. Both of them comes from genetic.
Most, I mean, like 50 to 60% come from genetic, and another half come from food. So we have to consider both.
95%.
Genetic, right? See, she said it's 95% come from genetic.
So you're saying that it's your faith that you're gonna get stroke.
No, not necessarily, right? So having high cholesterol doesn't necessarily mean that you'll have atherosclerosis or cardiovascular disease. That's one important thing to note. Some people, absolutely, there's very strong correlation. But I would say that the genetic factor versus the
External
dietary
things, yeah.
factor, you certainly can temporarily drive up your cholesterol by eating like a carnivore diet or something like that, but that won't be sustained. What will be sustained is the genetic tendency. And so, I think making sure that you're working on inflammation and working on muscle mass are really the two major factors that impact cholesterol levels beyond the genetics.
I always
not
say
eggs.
genetics loads the gun, but your lifestyle fires it.
Yeah,
So it's how
exactly. You only need that last 5%, right?
So that's where your lifestyle comes in to try to correct where you may be weak in genetics. You're not going to stop yourself from getting cancer or something else, but you can at least delay it for a long time with the right exercise. And again, so many things lead to longevity. It's all about things that everybody can afford. Exercise. You can exercise or walk. You don't have to go to a gym. You can eat well, even if it's simple food. You can get a good night's sleep if you set your mind to it and you know what helps you to sleep. And then all of those things will contribute to your health, and it doesn't require a lot of money. It doesn't require biohacking per se.
Health is so much about what you don't do, right? Not what you do.
To add on to the diet, I think that the big problem in this country is just the amount of sugar in every day. And that is, unfortunately, people are used to it. And they, as a mother, just trying to find drink that doesn't have sugar or even snacks, the content
And then
level.
don't forget processed food today.
And processed food. And unfortunately, those are the cheapest and most available. And
Those convenience store, right? It's loaded with sugar.
And I think we're starting to see more ads now with like reduced or 0% sugar, which is nice. But
Yes, we're doing that in Dairy Queen and Swenson's. We have low fat, we have reduced sugar, you say.
And also, I think just the idea of preventative medicine or doing the things right before you get sick. I mean, it's like the doctors are
the god,
almost like a god.
Like a
Yeah,
god.
it really is.
It's quite fascinating. I guess whatever the doctor tells you,
That's
Here's all
what
the
you
pills.
do.
so and take your pill and you're the antibiotics for every little thing.
And they
I
overdose
have
you to a certain
I have I've been
A minor
like
cold.
it's to the point where I have to wait until the kids have a fever for quite a bit before I actually take them into the hospital because I'm like you will get over it. Your body is fighting this. The fever is there for a reason. Unless it's really, really, bad.
Well,
just
we
tough it out.
all went through COVID and everybody taking those.
And it really is. It's a little tiny sniffle and it's straight to the doctor. And I think that's a mindset, a generational mindset change that we need to.
doctor give you the most of the time antibiotics, right?
It's quite scary. And also the fact that you can get antibiotics over the counter.
Yeah, true. Every pharmacy
Yeah.
selling antibiotic.
I think just empowering people to take health back into their own hands and realizing that it's these small things, the day-to-day choices you make, what you're going to eat for breakfast, what you're going to add into your lifestyle, some sort of exercise, does so much to stave off the illness and the sickness and have you, but it's the education, right? Yeah.
And to aware and to know the reason enough. Sometimes, like you said, many of us know what is good, what is bad, but we cannot implement those knowledge into our daily life because we don't know the real reason. If we don't eat healthy, what's going to happen? We don't know that solid reasons enough.
Right.
But if we know it, we will take care of ourselves.
I agree with that. I think you're exactly right that education is huge in terms of how you prioritize certain things, right? And so I'm amazed here, I have to say. I know that you're struggling in Thailand with sort of a trend towards more like modernized life and moving away from traditional diet and practices. But for me as an American, what I see is that actually your practices are quite intact comparatively. And that is exciting to me because what I notice is that people do stop and eat together here, right? Vast majority, especially people who are in the working class, really do stop, eat, sit, talk, connect during lunchtime. And that's one of the, by far the most important health moves that you can make. There's
Community.
also, what?
The importance of community.
Yeah, exactly.
Community, family dinner.
Chewing, not thinking about work, right? Not
No phones on the table.
right, not sitting with your phone in here.
All right.
I don't know. I mean,
Mom,
much as you can.
thanks,
Sorry,
Mom.
Another mom, yeah, mom.
It's true, and we make it and I remember back to my childhood, family dinners were always it was an institution. Like you do family dinners as much as you can. I think that's one of the best to right on your point is building that importance of and having a meal together, talking about our day. It goes beyond just nutrition. It really is connecting and giving importance to each other.
And the biggest one that we already talked about is just stepping outside and looking at the sun when you wake up.
Oh, that's very important.
Anyone can
And then
do
making
it.
sure you get enough sun during the day.
But aren't Thai people like vitamin D deficient because you were so scared of getting any kind of sun?
But can you even get yourself exposed to the sun after 9 a.m. in the like midnight sun? I mean, sorry, midday.
Midday sun, yes,
It's
you should. You
healthy?
need some of that during the day, 2 hours a day
Even
or
after
something.
9 a.m.
Is that too strong? Like the sun at noon, maybe the UV might be too intense.
The question is pros and cons, right? So is that the only time that you can get some sun? Then I would say yes, get some sun at that time, but maybe not 2 hours. Maybe we're down to 40 minutes or something like that.
But 2 hours of sun during the day, during the entire day, is not a bad number to try to get because very few of us are able to do that every day.
As a business people, how do we actually do it?
And get close to the window.
Take vitamin D.
I think it does. I think, yeah, if you're, you may not be
Only if-
outside.
Only if the windows don't have that UV block.
UV
That,
film
unfortunately,
on it,
most
yeah.
of them do
So,
have the
yeah.
film on
Yeah,
them.
exactly.
So I don't think so, but
talking about vitamin D supplement.
What about them?
So vitamin D supplement is a must-have.
For me, I think it's necessary for Thai people.
I want to know what everyone's taking. Supplements. Can we go around the table?
Okay, let's start from me. I take astaxanthin. Yeah, that's really-
Relaxation? Is it for relaxation or for
No, for antioxidant because I always was facing the pollution like PM 2.5, the ultraviolet, and I'm also the chef. When I cook, there is like the fuel, the carcinogen come from the grilling steak. So I think astaxanthin really prevent my cells from the inflammation. And magnesium and acelera cherry, the organic forms of vitamin C. That's it.
You don't take any IVs. You don't use IVs at all.
No. Maybe I'm still young. But when I get older, I will consider that the IV drip. Yeah.
What about omega 3?
No, I think I eat enough fish. Yeah. I think I eat enough fish. I like to eat salmon and high fat fish, even Thai fish, ปลาสวายเนี่ยครับปลาทู It's already enough omega 3. Yeah. But not yet calcium. No, not
Yeah,
yet.
you can have too much calcium.
High five.
Do we
I
need
believe
calcium?
in
I just-
no,
I
not
read
in the
some we don't
supplement
need
form.
to, right?
No,
Yeah.
do not.
And
I
actually, the
stopped
vitamin
taking-
C that we often take during that has an awful lot of calcium in it. You know, this, what is it?
The form of calcium in the supplement is horrible.
Yeah, afrosazobils, those have a lot of calcium in them. So,
The form of calcium in supplement, most of the time you will find that it is calcium carbonate. It is poorly absorbed into our body. And once it absorbed, it might form a clog in your blood vessel. Actually, the better form is calcium citrate, something like that.
Is it really? Wow.
Yeah, so
I stopped taking calcium a
I
while
don't take
ago.
calcium.
Cindy, what about you?
Yeah, what do you take?
Magnesium.
Which type of magnesium?
There's so many
There are 7
vitamin A,
types. The best one. Okay.
Yeah, that is the best one. I take the cheaper one. I take citrate.
Okay.
But don't take the oxide one. That one is the worst form. Magnesium
I
oxide.
ashwagandha, fish oil, vitamin C, D. I think that's it.
D3K2.
D3K2, and I take zinc.
Zinc, yeah, for immune, for skin, for hairs. Yeah.
and do you ever use IVs to help?
No,
Balance
very
treatment?
rarely.
Very rarely.
Yeah.
Have you done any advanced treatments, therapy? Never?
By advanced treatment therapy, meaning like
Injection, anything?
No.
Only when you're hangover.
I do. Oh, and probiotic.
I feel like
Probiotic,
probiotic is
yeah.
a big
A
one
good
for
gut-
me. I
good gut
always,
health.
I'll drink a lot of ginger tea. Actually, I'll drink ginger tea every night actually because my gut can get very,
Bloating.
yeah. So when I'm not feeling well, it's usually because I've been, so probiotics.
Yeah, I also
That's
take
about it.
probiotic. I almost forget, yeah.
Do you take oral supplements to? Sorry.
I take some. I take again vitamin C and D and fish oil and magnesium. So yes,
Creatine, actually, I forgot.
Yeah, I was
I
gonna
do
say that,
creatine
creatine.
as well.
I think
Creatine,
the
not
basic,
just for
yeah,
muscle.
in basic
and probiotics I take every day.
Creatine for brain health.
Yeah, brain health is critical.
Increasingly more for brain health. Yeah.
Not just
Not
but
just
usually
muscle. Yeah,
growth.
yeah. And I was
brain
watching
Somebody who was a doctor on Stephen Bartlett's podcast and how if you don't have a good enough night's sleep, you can actually load up on the creatine. And it really does. It helps with brain cognitive quite immediately as well. So yeah, I've been taking that.
What about you? Been top. We want to know your
Top is the most advanced.
I know. He's got the list. I'm taking notes.
Maybe 10 pills a day.
Let's go.
No, 111 pills.
Oh my
What?
God. 111 pills.
In one go?
I give up.
When you see it, you're like, oh no,
Like,
it's that time of day. I gotta do
well,
this.
he's got sleep secretary, so I'm
They actually take it for him.
They say no.
I said 10 pills a day for him. Maybe I just already want to tease him, but he said even more.
110. All right, let's go.
It's a compound form. Right? So I ordered the Brian Johnson's stack. You know, I just have this his powder, the longevity mix.
Okay.
It's the equivalent of almost 50 pills in a glass of water, you know. And then and the essential pill, which is also a compound form.
The pure compound one.
Yeah. And I'm taking pretty much everything that you guys are
On
already
top of
taking.
those two
No, it's already
Oh,
in
oh, okay.
all these, yeah, stack. But from my experience, after spending like 5 million a year, those are all the fancy stuff, the 20%. But the 80%, like Kun Bill said, comes from the commitment level, you know, sleep, diet, exercise, community, hydration, movements, and
And that doesn't need to cost a lot of money.
yeah.
Exactly.
They shouldn't, because that's, yeah.
And sometimes all the advanced treatment is compensate to the other negative habits you have, right?
Speak for yourself.
Like showing up for a party.
Apparently, Thailand is going to be top 5 in the aging
Yes, I heard that
population
too,
in
yeah.
the world. We are top 5. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Who's number one?
Interesting.
Japan.
I think it's Japan. Japan, U.S. I forget the other 3, but I just read that.
Very strange that Thailand would follow that suit.
And I just didn't read it. I should have prepared better. But something about the diet and the lifestyle. Actually,
That was where the Japanese, I know.
So the Thais are living longer? is
they
what
are
you're
living
saying?
longer. I think there's a challenge and an opportunity here. Obviously, as you approach an aging population, how do we care for them and make sure that they live?
That's going to change the whole world as the aging population.
Exactly.
People
And-
can work longer. It's
Well, they
going to mean
should. What from retirement age in Thailand? Still 60?
60, but the government is considering the 65.
Yeah, I mean, because
It's in
again, back to
consideration.
my father, I remember very clearly when he retired with like off the deep end. Like that was his work was his life.
Yeah, true. Many people like that.
And once you retire, if you do not have something to do that's passion, that's a hobby.
why do you think I'm not retiring?
Exactly. Well, there you go.
My wife said she would kill me if I retire.
And it really, that's something, it's this aging mindset also. How do we make sure that our population is vibrant and productive? I think in Asia, we already have an advantage because we don't banish our parents to old people's home like they do in the
Such a good
West.
point.
We bring them back into our house. We take care of them. They are such a vital part of our family. They help raise the kids, and so I think that's definitely something that we're doing right. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see to navigate that.
So maybe we will wrap up with one word feeling and anything you would want to leave, final words to the audience today. Who would like to, maybe Pico may have to start.
But takeaway for people listening to us, I think the knowledge we have already, but how do we hack your habit is the most important.
I'm feeling very grateful for just this opportunity to share and also just the life that I have. For me, it just comes down to being grateful for every day that I'm alive, that I'm well, that I'm getting to share. And I think when we have that, that's a great basis to be and to live. And from there, we make the decisions in order to live a long and healthy life. So gratitude is my base point.
One word. It's not quite the right word, but I would say interested. I feel very interested in all of you, actually, and your journeys and the real kind of mastery that I'm experiencing or feeling around the table. So very honored also to be in your company and sharing this time with you. And a takeaway for those who are listening, well, I would say the things that have made me most healthy, the bottom line for me is purpose, is feeling like I have a purpose that is about connecting with my fellow humans, actually, and the environment. But I think anyone can have that from wherever they are. or pray for it or seek for it, right? Seek for a purpose. Because when you have purpose, you have joy and you have challenge and you're here and alive and present. And I think that to me, that is the picture of health, is being present in the moment. And purpose is what gets me there.
For me, it's my true honor to be here with you all fine guys. Yeah, actually, I have the least experience in longevity because my base is like just simple food scientist from my bachelor degree to PhD. Yeah, but it's really my honor. And another word is fulfilling. Not only the great food here from the chef, but also fulfilling about the knowledge that I gained from listening to all of you. And yeah, just to say thank you in the luxury word. And my take-home message for the audience is that if you want to focus on your health or your longevity, one, you have to have your purpose why you want to live long. Not only like I want to live 100 years with no purpose. We have to live with the meaningful. What we're gonna contribute to society. Yeah, what we're gonna give to our planet. That is the most important thing. And once you know your purpose, you have to take care of your both physique and mental. I believe that these two things are the most important thing in your life. Physics means you have to sleep well, eat well, drink well, and mindful every single steps that you would like to do. Yeah. And if you have a choice, meditation is the thing that is quite important. And for me, I starting to do meditation for 2 years before going to bed. It really works. It helped me to focus more, and it helps me to have a more conscious of eating, because yes, I have information, I have knowledge, but like what you said, how to take that knowledge into your daily life. Meditation really helps to bring that knowledge come into your daily life with a lot of consciousness. Yeah, that is what I want to say. ขอบคุณครับ
I think for me, it's really, if you know me at all, it's all about passion. I love what I'm doing, so it's easy to do things. I love to learn. I never stop learning. I think the day I stop learning is the day I retire, and really making the most out of life and enjoying every minute of it as much as you can. But passion is the one word that I always implement. I tell people, if you can't find passion in your life and find the passion, what turns you on in life, then you're probably pursuing the wrong objective or whatnot. So you have to pursue your passions and then translate it into your daily life.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pop.
One word closing for me. I feel really honored to be sharing the table with all of you today. And I've learned a lot from Dr. Lily and Kun Tak. I have gained a lot of new technical knowledge on longevity. From P. Cindy and Kun Bill, I thought about retiring, but since you shared, your dad's story, it went downhill after that. Then Kun Bill, you're still working.
Absolutely. Both my sons are retired. I have to.
So I think I am inspired from that, and I don't think I'm gonna stop working. But the importance of purpose. And from Pico, the tips I got today is the 10 minutes YouTube, small steps. Get into that, shaping your habits. You have to start small, and gradually it will become a good habit. Thank you all for coming today. I hope the Thai audience will definitely benefit from this dinner discussion.
Thank you very much.
May I toast? Cheers.
It's not very good to toast with water.
In this setting, I think it's okay.
To 120 years longevity.
Yes.
Thank you.
I always have a glass of red wine. It does me well. 100%, yeah.